Okay.
Please start.
And welcome
All
to welcome to
right.
Waiting Room. So this week
Welcome, Darren.
we have got Darren Teh on the podcast. Darren, I really
Woo.
hope I
Yeah.
pronounced your surname correctly because I usually fuck it up. It's an ongoing thing where I fuck
No
up,
matter
You got
how
it right.
simple.
no matter what it is. I usually fuck up people's podcasts. So welcome to Waiting Room, Darren. It's been
Matang.
so how have you been? How have you been getting on during this fucking horrendous lockdown, fucking COVID nonsense?
Ah man, it's been a crazy 2 years, man, to be honest.
It has been.
I've sold a bunch of my gear to just get by.
You're not the only one.
But
I
yeah,
know
I mean so monetary wise, it's been tough. But at the same time, like creative wise, I've been very creative. I've put out I just recently put out a track. So at the end of August. And then, last year was when like my radio shows like
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
So yeah, so even though it was like a tough time for everybody, but at least new things were happening for me. Yeah, so my podcast thing with hits, I mean like shortcast has just been like renewed kind of, so initially it was
Nice.
just like okay, let's just create content, and then now they're looking into like something more substantial, so it's not just me providing the content, but I'll be paid to provide the
Oh,
content too. So that's actually a
excellent,
good
Sweet.
thing. Yeah.
excellent. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
So
Just
yeah, I mean like
rolling. Nice.
So you're
yeah,
you're
man.
you're
So
late.
creatively, things have been happening, but um and right now, like work wise, things are starting to pick up again. So I'm involved with like some tiny little production stuff, some influencer marketing stuff, which
Okay.
is actually stuff that I've done, like as a real job with a company in the past,
Okay.
but now I'm just, doing it freelance. So, but yeah, I mean, things are starting to pick up again. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be like full on. And then by next year, it'll be even crazier.
Yeah, it should be.
And
It should be. I think things are starting to pick up for everybody. Like even I'm starting to get a lot of work now, which is great.
The fact today was quite chaotic. It's like things are going back already, lah.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Late for shit. It's
Like
hey,
everything is crazy again, and everybody thinks that, oh, okay, COVID is non-existent when traffic is like mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get out of
exactly.
your house and then the traffic is like, man, you don't even feel like you want to go anywhere anymore. Because
Yeah.
like during the lockdown, wow, shock, you don't go anywhere, no cars, everything's smooth. Only. And then
True.
now, you want to go and get like dinner, even that also takes forever.
Don't think twice about it. Yeah, it's true, man.
Can you hear me
Exactly.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Now.
Hey.
Okay,
Can
cool.
hear you clearly.
Welcome to Winter and Brendan the Cruise. And
But your mic cracking.
your mic's
I
just
think.
gone again. Yeah, your mic's gone.
Oh, it's your XLR.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
Hello,
link
hello.
loose.
it's your cable.
Hello?
Okay,
It's your
cantik.
cable.
It's my cable lah.
It's your cable.
Cable lah. You don't have the
Come on
right
lah,
cable.
guys.
Politik punya cable lah.
Oh, Darren's mom.
Politik punya cable dah online cerita.
Darren, was that your mom just came into the room? It's crazy.
Oh, no, it's my girlfriend.
Oh, it's your girlfriend. Sorry, it's a distance away. I didn't
Yeah.
see. I could. It's very blurred. So like, apologize to your girlfriend.
Got raided.
Yeah,
Got
no
raided.
worries. Yeah, she just let my dog, because my dog was like standing right outside the door
Barking.
and she wanted to come into the room.
Oh, okay. Cool. Show us your dog. What do you have?
She's quite a big dog, so it's
Oh,
hard
okay.
for me to lift her up.
I know you pull your back. So
Yeah.
your latest single was released. That was under the name An Honest Mistake. I take it.
Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
You boys, yeah,
So
the video
that
is
one-
power, man. Andrew.
Thanks,
eh?
man.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Go
so that was fun because like that track was recorded I think in May or June maybe or something. Some it was earlier in the year. Eventually, we decided, okay, we'll put it out. And then we had to wait for the music video because at that time we were still in lockdown, so we couldn't actually go out. I mean, technically we could have, but like the rest of the bandmates had to cross districts,
Oh, right.
to get to the
Of course,
place.
of course,
So we
yeah.
decided, okay, we'll just wait it out. So we shot it in this place called Six in the City. You know, it's an
Yeah,
amazing place. You know, it's an
been
amazing
there
venue.
before. Yeah, been there before.
Where is it? Where is
Yeah.
it? Where is it?
It's
it's an industrial estate down
in PJ, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
you
it's
know
Jalan Tutu 7.
it's got all
Oh,
you know
okay,
as
okay,
well as it's not like the old industrial estates where it kind of looks industrial. It's all these kind of modern kind of like all the
Yeah.
buildings are kind of the same like but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
various things that go on.
Yeah.
There's actually there used to be a kind of jazz bar called the Blue Room. It was just literally about two doors
It's next
off
door.
from
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just
it's
off
still
from it.
there. I
Is it
think it's
still
still there, but
Oh.
it's just a cafe now. I don't
Yeah.
think they have like music.
I think they did back then when the last time I was in six, it was
It's a venue, is it?
Bren-
Six in
yeah.
the City.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a space where
Wow.
you can put on gigs and stuff like that. There, Bren's band,
Yeah.
I think we played there about 2 years ago.
Ye-
You want to jump on here, Brendan?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you
no,
played
Six
there.
in the City?
Yeah, you played there with fucking what do you call we Ian and all on
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
a Sunday
Oh, yeah,
night.
yeah, with the
On a Sun-
propositions.
yeah, on a
yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
night.
yeah,
Propositions,
right,
yeah.
right, right.
I
Sunday
organized that show.
Oh, you that was
Yeah,
amazing.
correct, correct.
Hey,
Thinking like, I've not played in Six in the City, but I forgot about my alter ego.
Yeah, that was it was one of your Sunday night shows.
Yeah, correct,
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So even like that show, we've stopped doing it, you know, because, you know, obviously because of the lockdown.
You can't do it.
But I'm planning to restart it again. But the guys at Six in the City are telling me because they've been doing a lot of live streaming stuff. A lot of corporate
yeah, all
like
green screen.
brands have gone to
Yeah.
them because they've got like this mad facility where you know you can be on like a flying saucer on an UFO,
all
you
the
know, and then
projection
like you
stuff.
kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's all
yeah,
green
yeah.
screen
So
stuff.
it's like this kind of projection stuff and like this 3D world, you know, where you
Oh,
don't have to move, but in like
Nice.
on like in the engine itself of the program, you can be moving, you know, but you're static in that position. You know? I mean, it's this crazy technology and stuff. So these guys, they've done things for like Lazada, like not Lazada Malaysia, but Lazada Singapore and stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently Lazada Singapore had like Katy Perry perform and stuff. So they did like the 3D mapping and all this kind of stuff for them.
Shit.
So yeah, so that's pretty cool. And the venue looks cool too. So that's why like we utilized the LED for the music video.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the main feature. And you know, we just wanted we didn't want to go with like some crazy story, you know, and complicate it. We just wanted to feature a band performance and it was just us, you know.
Just
so that's-
rocking, man, was one fun. Yeah, man.
yeah. But dude, like I tell you, like it was crazy because we haven't like been on stage for so long and shooting that music video, like we were sweating and it felt like death, you know. Like once we were done, so we shot the video. It took us 5 hours, you know,
5
to
hours.
make that video, which is fine, which is
That's
you know not very long, you know.
It is when you're playing
And
the same song
you know, the
over and
result
over
came out
again.
great. Yeah,
5 hours,
exactly,
5
and-
hours long is
exactly.
when you're playing the same song over and over again. You're like, okay, how many shots? How many shots of this song do you want?
I mean, you
Yeah.
jam, you pretend, but it's real.
It's real, yeah, because we had to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it real, you know, like with the
That's
energy
true.
and all that. Because
Yeah.
that's one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things, like, you know, for example, like Andrew was telling us, you know, like some of the bands that he shot before, you know, they don't have like that kind of energy. So it was very boring and hard to edit as well. Because there's not many like options, you know, that he can work with.
Yeah.
So for us, you know, he liked it. He edited the video the day after that, and whatever that you guys see is basically like draft number 2 or number 3. You know, I told him just do whatever the hell you want. You know what we want,
Nice.
and because you're in a band too, you understand what we
Yeah.
are going for, the concept, and that's exactly what we got. Yeah, so it helps, you know, working with a fellow musician who's also a video guy
Yeah.
who really
Yeah.
understands what's
Yep.
needed.
Yeah.
You know,
big-
we didn't have to like shoot like 10 million times, you know,
True,
but
true,
we just
true.
got enough
Oh.
shots and that's it.
And it's just
Yeah.
Andrew alone, right? Just him, huh? On the camera.
Yeah, it's just him. It's just him.
Oh, there you go. Chayal,
Yeah.
Andrew.
It was
Shout
a
out,
one ca-
Andrew,
Andrew.
man.
It was a one camera. It was a one camera shot.
Yeah.
It was. It was all just one camera.
Fuck, that's,
Yeah, I saw his Instagram. He
Yeah.
showed his shooting. Like,
That's-
wow.
that's tough.
Chayal.
That's tough.
Chayal, Andrew.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
we're doing a thing today in fucking Roseanne Studio on the RMP Productions, and it was a kind of live thing, but it was a 3
Yeah,
camera
Sylvia
shot.
was there. Yeah.
Sylvia was there. Yeah, yeah.
I just saw her, yeah, and she
Yeah.
told me about this. This
Yeah.
guy was shooting what, like 8 videos or something?
Oh, well, 8 songs. He
8 videos.
No. He
Eight
recorded.
songs.
He,
Eight
rec-
songs.
he recorded like it was all his own stuff, and it was put together pretty quickly. It's just this guy who wrote his own stuff, but he wanted really good musicians to back him up in his own music. Like so, he got really good musicians. He got John Thomas on drums, Dean Simon
Wow.
guitar, Yogan on bass, and Sylvia on keys, and then him on sax and vocals. Like, and then they rehearsed for a few days, and then they came to Roseanne's studio and did a fucking
Yeah, you can knock it out. Actually, you can, man. I knocked out. I've knocked out an album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
recorded
man.
8 songs all live, and then but it was a 3-camera shoot live as well. Like so, like
Wow.
like it was done in like 4 hours. Like so, fair play to them. Like they got it all done. Like no problem at all. Like but fair play to the
Yeah.
guy. The guy won. The guy had a passion project, and that was his passion project, and he was really
Yeah.
happy. He was just happy with the raw recordings, like hearing it back, going like, oh,
You know that
great.
you realize that your passion project is actually the real project. You know, I think most of the time because you treat
Exactly.
it differently. Yeah, you got to treat
Yeah.
it that way. You know, it's not too
Yeah.
precious with it. You know, yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
but he had amazing musicians. Like so, it was
Course.
it was not too bad for
Yeah.
No,
him.
you got the right
I mean,
musicians, right, man? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And with a lineup like that, like it'll be good for
Yeah.
sure.
Plus in Roseanne's studio, with Roseanne's gear
Yeah.
and Roseanne.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
man. You got the
Roseanne.
right crew, man.
Yeah.
You got the right
Yeah.
captain, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the right captain of any ship. Like so, like you're fine when it comes to like that there, and he's got amazing equipment. Like so, everything was just good, sort of thing. Like
So your song, like one a single? Is a single? Was it part
Yeah.
of?
So that actually is part of the Chindana funding, So
Oh.
I
Awesome.
I applied
China.
for
That's gone on a lot because there was but there was a band who came in afterwards. They talked to Rosanna, but they got the funding as well, so they plan to record with Rosanna again. They've got 10 months to get the stuff out there. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like the Chindana thing is there are a lot of people coming through now going like, oh, we've got this grant, we've got this X amount of time to get it done.
Yeah.
So you've got
Yeah.
that, Brendan's got his, so like
yeah.
yeah.
So that's actually a really good thing. So like with that song all over again, it was I mean like we had it all planned like because like in 2020 I wrote like a bunch of demos, right? So now it's just putting them out and properly recording them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
but the challenge was that the thing is the first time round when this whole funding program like started, I applied for it and I didn't get it because I put like I put in like a bunch of like crazy proposals, and I'm like, okay, I think this is something doable, like nicely I goreng and say, okay, this, that, and all that, which are true things that I believe in.
Yeah.
Because, for example, one of the key elements that I said in my first proposal was cultural development. Because essentially what Chandana is doing, now they've been appointed as like the National Arts Council, which is something that we've never had before. Correct me if I'm wrong, Asmil, right?
No,
So-
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing
Yeah, I
is,
guess so. No
it's actually a
comment.
good- yeah. It's actually a good
Yes.
thing.
Of
You
course,
know,
we
and then
actually
first
we
time
need, always
round-
needed that. Yeah, we always needed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Because we never
Has
had
there never
that,
has
like,
there never
who's
been a
controlling
National
all
Arts
this stuff?
Council in Malaysia?
No, man, never
There's
had
never
it.
been. It's been everybody who thinks that they are something trying to say something.
Then,
you know?
then how is like because just as example, as Samad's father was the poet laureate.
No, he's because
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah, but-
literary
yeah, but
figure,
who-
so he's
but-
with
but-
the
no, no,
Dewan
but-
Bahasa.
Who give him that title then? It wasn't the National
The
Arts
Dewan
Council.
Bahasa lah. The National, not Arts Council, the literary
Yeah,
body.
literature.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So you
Because
get
usually,
it from
usually
there.
in every other country would be the National Arts Council that would bestow the poet laureate.
don't have one, man.
title on. You don't have one.
We got a
never
bunch
had
of
one.
old we got a bunch of old dinosaurs who call themselves the industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So anyway,
I
you
love
know,
I love your
applied
old
the
Malay
second
I
time
love your
round.
old Malay face when you talk about the old dinosaurs, Asmal. You always do this kind of like.
Oh, wait, hey, you
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
So anyway, I applied for it, got the grant. So put this track out as part of the small grant, which is the Create Now funding,
Yeah.
and we got it done. almost immediately, but because we couldn't shoot the music video, that's why we had to drag it out that long. But instead, I actually gave them more content than what's agreed, because in the agreement, I said one music video,
Yeah, we're going.
one
We're going about a
Max
fucking.
Headroom.
We're going Max
behind
Headroom.
the
We're turning the
scenes
Max Headroom.
video,
That's the song.
and
That.
6 more extra content, like additional logos on there.
Okay.
I gave them like a track. I gave them a track breakdown. I gave them a behind the scenes for the recording of the song and the behind the scenes of the making of the video.
Okay.
Yeah, so I gave them, like extra stuff. So
Way more than what's in the fucking brief that you
Exactly,
provided,
exactly.
Because it's doable, Because it's doable. That's true.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
doable, and like for certain things, it's already happening anyway. So I'll just put them all together, right?
Okay,
So right
cool.
now I'm on the second one, which is the big funding, which is I'm thankful that I got the full funding, which is $30,000. But
Yeah.
the challenge is right now. I just had a chat with Reza, and he's asking me like, if I can speed things up, because in my first proposal it was, we're gonna start in August, technically start in August, and then finish in December.
Yeah.
But because of the lockdown, we couldn't do anything until much later.
Yeah.
And that made it very challenging for us, because the in-between period before we could start, we were still kind of like in between, and we were trying to sign the contract. And I didn't sign the contract. I didn't get the contract until like mid-September. So, when technically we were supposed to start in August,
Okay.
So, and mid-September, we were still kind of like still on an unsure period, where we were still like, okay, can we still cross districts? Can we not?
Exactly.
So eventually, yeah. So like right now, I've asked for a 12-month, basically like a 6 to 7 more months of an extension, basically September 2021 to September 2022. But Reza's like, oh, now it's a little bit challenging because it's in the contract that you're supposed to finish in December 2021. So, just trying to make things work.
So what
but hopefully we'll be able.
They're expecting you to actually finish it this year?
So they are expecting me to finish it according to the proposal date.
What did you propose? What are they expecting you to finish by December?
Yeah, so
No, he just told you.
exactly. So initially the proposal was supposed to be August till December,
August,
but because of the lockdown, I couldn't do anything, right?
Yeah, but what are they expecting you to hand in? What are they?
Oh,
what
as
are
in
you,
what is the
Oh
project?
yeah,
What
so
is
my
it- what is
project
it?
is 10 songs. 10
10
songs.
songs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
10
can
songs.
you can get 10 songs done in 2 months.
Hey, you guys can lah.
Yeah.
No, we can. Like I can get it done, like as in writing and whatever, because there are some songs that like we already have demos. It's just that we need to like go into the studio,
Yeah.
re-record them, and do it properly. And that takes time. So. And then we gotta, I mean, you know how it is, and we just need to get like the guys to come in and do their parts and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's that back and forth. But
Yeah, it's a
like
lot
right
lah.
now, so we've
It's
got
like-
because
Yeah.
because you're unit as a band, right? Like for me, for my John Bunny Blues,
Exactly,
because
yeah.
the two guys were friends. I go, hey, come, let's go in jam. Okay, let's record. Huh? Record? And they were like, hey, you done an album? Done it? So it's different. Yeah, because the band, everybody has ownership, right? It's a bit different, right?
Yeah, true. But
True,
the thing
true.
is that with all these songs that I've written, they are mostly like even the drums, like I programmed the drums and stuff like that. So the chunk of it is actually all there already. Yeah, for
Okay.
example, even like today, I was just working on one track, just making sure that the drums are like written in a way that my drummer can actually play.
Yeah.
It live as well. Like now with MIDI drums, you can
Go
do
crazy shit.
anything,
Yeah.
You can go crazy with it. You can do whatever, right?
Start programming Danny Carey type drums. Your drummer going, hey, hold on a minute here. I'm never going to do that live.
I remember one of my drummer friends telling me he had this band, or he wanted to rehearse, play with them, and the guy played the demo which he recorded himself. It's like crazy shit. I need like 10 hands to do that.
Exactly.
The guy's
Exactly.
not a
And
drummer. The
that's-
guy's not a drummer. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of like program drums, you know. But for me, like the way I program stuff is because I started playing bass, you know. So you know, naturally the drums, you know, is something that's very important to me. And when I program them, I don't program ridiculous beats that's unplayable.
No,
You know, because sometimes you go like,
want
wow,
both of
this
them to
beat
lock
too,
together.
this beat.
Yeah. The bass and the bass,
Yeah,
the
I
bass and
mean,
the bass and the kick drum should be locked in tight.
exactly,
Especially
yeah,
Four double pedals, man.
especially for especially for rock music.
yeah,
The kick and the
exactly,
kick and the bass has to be locked tight. Like that's and that a lot of bands miss that. You hear them in the bass players
yeah,
playing the
True.
guitar parts. But you can
True.
play the
yeah,
guitar parts, but you need to have the kick drum locked to your bass. If you don't do
Yeah.
that,
yeah,
it
that is true.
falls apart. Like
That's good.
in rock music, especially alternative rock,
Yeah.
it
You know,
falls.
apparently when I
So
played in Ben's Beaches, right, even though my drumming was very basic, I could just play like, punk beats. Then they had another drummer after I left the band. I think the guitarist Jason told me once that Asmil better, not because he terror main, because you can hear the kick drum. It's like the other guy was too fancy. And trying to be light, right? It's so true, huh? That it's kind of
yeah,
like, yeah. True.
yeah.
So
So, you know, with like the programming and like stuff, you know, hopefully it will speed things up, because it has definitely sped things up, made things a lot easier. You know, we didn't have to spend like, you know, like an hour and a half setting the drums up, getting the right like sound from the mics.
So are you just
And
going?
then
Are you just
after
going
that,
for the recordings, the program drums? You're not going to record the live drums then?
no,
You're just gonna
yeah.
program them.
So
It's just
yeah, so I'm
program.
just using like the program drums.
So
Yeah.
what software are you using?
I'm using Easy Drummer.
Okay.
So
yeah.
yeah, so I mean it's not robotic, you know, because there's that humanized feel
Oh,
to it as well. So that helps.
these days, drum program software you can
I
do
couldn't tell, man.
so
Yeah, I thought
much.
your
Yeah,
new
you
song.
can't
I
even
can
tell.
do
thought,
You can't
so
even
much.
tell.
song.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can deliberately draw in the fucking like the fucking the amplitude of each instrument just to throw it off to make it more human, so it's not uniform the whole way through. I mean, every parameter of every drum of every hit you can if you really want to get anal, you can just change to kind of
Yeah.
humanize it. Like you can put in tiny little mistakes, tiny little fucking things that make it seem more human, so it's not sounding like a Ministry album. So it doesn't
Exactly.
sound like a machine drum, like so. So like it's so there's everything's so intricate these days, and so
Yeah.
but you can get lost as well in that. Spend too much time fucking trying to humanize the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then the drum sounds just so good. Like you've gotten the best. If you've got a good package, you've got the best recorded snares, kicks, and toms ever in the best studios
Exactly.
by the best engineers.
You save up on renting the studio, driving there.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know, got
still
to makan, got to smoke.
there's still
the
there's
whole
still
night, man.
there's still someone
Soon,
to
soon
say
the
that-
band
there's still
is
something to be
gonna
said
need
about
after
Band's
this.
late.
yeah.
Ben's
There's
always
still
late.
something to be
On the
said
way,
about
bro.
a
On the way,
good
bro.
live recorded drum kit. There's still something to be said about a good live recorded drum kit, like because after that session today, Temperamental was setting up because they were recording their new album. So I was getting here to we were trying to get Jimmy's sounds for his drum kit for the new Temperamental albums, which is
Did Tempered also get a Chundana thing? I think they got a Chundana thing as well.
they may have, they probably did.
I don't know where I heard this.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
there's going to be some new Temperamental stuff soon, which is great.
Nice.
Which is great to hear. So,
Cool,
so Darren, let's get in there because you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You're sort of, we could probably go down one or two paths. We could probably go down your journey of music and an honest mistake, or we could go down you as a promoter, because the gigs that you used to do in what do you call it? What do you call
Laundry?
it? Laundry was a big part of your life, a big part of Malaysian music. Because when I first moved to Malaysia 7 years ago, and I wanted to go to see alternative bands, I was like, where's good? And there was Murdakari, and then there was going to Thursday nights. There's a place called Laundry. You need to go see all the bands there. Like so, like
Yeah, man.
you can pick and choose what you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about your promotion Laundry, or do you want to talk about an honest mistake and that journey? So it's kind of up to you.
You want to get nostalgic? You want to get
Yeah.
nostalgic?
Yeah,
I
want to get nostalgic, then I have to talk about my brother also.
yeah, man. I remember first meeting you. Yeah, you play with him. True.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'll just talk about that. So I started out in scene
Max, you're
because
going,
of my
you're going.
brother. Because
Hold on,
my
hold on,
brother
hold on, Darren.
We
You're
can't
was
hear you.
Darren,
We
you're
can't
cutting
hear
in and out.
you.
You're cutting in and out. Your internet's cutting in and out.
Yeah.
a band called John's Mistress
John's
John's
before.
Mistress.
mistress.
Hey, sorry, Darren. You gotta repeat all that.
Darren,
Darren,
you're
Um,
cutting
stop,
in.
Darren.
we,
Darren, stop. You're cutting in and
Oh
out.
man.
and then right
Darren,
after
Darren,
I don't think he can hear us.
he
Darren,
left John's Mistress, that's when
Darren.
he am I
You're,
stuck?
yeah, you're
Hello?
stuck.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
cutting
You
in
have
and
to
out.
repeat
yeah.
the
You're
story.
stuck.
On.
You're stuck.
You're stuck. You're stuck. You're stuck.
Just repeat the tale. I got that. We heard the keywords, man. It's like this one, like no.
It's like I used to be in a band called.
You still are stuck.
Alamak,
Oh no.
So
alamak. Kejap.
since we have the timer,
edit
should
lah.
we?
Can
Wait,
edit.
wait. He's restarting.
Okay.
Sorry,
edit
sorry
lah.
guys. Yeah.
You're okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, the bloody internet just stopped working
Yeah.
for a while.
So
Yes.
we've got 10 minutes before the first break. So just jump in.
Yeah.
At
The whole part,
break.
the whole part you tell
Yeah.
us.
So yeah, I mean, so I started in the scene because of my brother, and you know, he was in John's Mistress before. And right after he had left John's Mistress, he started his own solo project, which is called Broken Scar. And that's when, you know, he had Elda in the band and Alex and Paul. So all these guys, you know, they all came from different bands. So Paul was from Kings and Queens, you know, with Kevin Tessera. And that's how I met like all these guys. And then Kevin Tessera and all these everybody in that crew would hang out with the guys from Dragon Raid. And the Dragon Raid guys, which is also, you know, the same band that Elda would play in, he would also play in Estranged, you know. And that's kind of how I went and I met all these like big guys, you know, and they knew me as like, oh, you know, you're Kevin's brother, you know.
Yeah,
So
true.
so right after that was done, and then, you know, when I started my own band in 2005, I was in like a metal band before. You know, I started like playing shows, and then in 2008 was when An Honest Mistake started. And that was the only reason why that started was because my brother had played a gig at the original One Cafe. So One Cafe was in Menara something. It was next to Sina Kota,
Yes.
you know, and Menara Lian Ho or something, or I don't know, something like.
Yes, that old building, yeah.
Yeah, that old building, and it was so dingy. It's like that. It's a venue that if you go and you die there, nobody's gonna find you for at least a week. You know.
Yeah, it's like a movie set, man. It's like
Exactly.
some-
Yeah. So
some-
eventually, I had this song written just for fun, and then I asked the organizer, the original singer of Infiltrated. Now they're called Infiltrate, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
Daniel, I think his name. And then my brother asked him if I could play a song. So I did, and then right after that was when I'm like, hey, you know, I can do this. So I started playing, and that was when I was like transitioning out of uni as well. So I played some shows at uni, you know, and I was kind of like building my name. And then 2008 was when I played the first gig as a full band in UCSI. It was a gig that Jasmine from
Jasmine Low.
Jasmine Lau,
Yeah, Jasmine
so
Low.
she was
Shout
the
out.
organizer. You know, it was an International Women's Day thing, 8th of March, 2008. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
Was
how
this
it
by
all.
any chance a gig where Busco was playing as well?
Yes.
Oh man.
Wow.
Were you there,
Yes.
Brendan?
The band I was supposed to play, the band that I was in at that point with my brother, we arrived there. We were supposed to play that show, and they cancelled us like after we arrived. Like
I
during
remember
whi-
that. I remember that.
while the show was going on, I think they ran out of time. They just cancelled us, and I was like,
Malaysia
oh
boy.
man, what the fuck? And
Seriously? Oh,
Yeah, I know. It was the
man.
show that Liana Fizzy played also.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it was us, Liana Fizzy, and Basco, I think.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So that's your
One
first
of
gig,
those
eh?
lah. Yeah, so
Wow.
that was the first gig lah, you know. Then after that, it went on, and then we played like a competition, and then we won it, and then it just developed lah. So 2009 we played Rock the World 9. 2010 we played it again, and then a year after that we started going out of Malaysia. We went to Singapore, went to Philippines, and then we just went all over lah. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was when things just kind of like picked up for us. You know,
What?
it's always that thing, right? You know, like the first few years of your career is
Yeah.
when things really pick up, right?
Everything,
And then
everything happens in more exponential levels.
yeah,
The first.
Plus, you don't know what's coming, right? Because
Yeah,
it's exciting,
exactly.
man. It's like,
Because
whoa.
Yeah.
everything, every next thing is so much bigger, and then
True.
it tends to
So
level
fast,
off because you've done so. There's only so high you can go, and then it will level off.
Yeah.
Relative to what you want to do, like so.
That's
What
true.
what was the influences your own career and Honest Mistake? Like which bands guided you on what you wanted to do?
I think like sorry, what was the question again? Like which bands?
Yeah,
Your influences.
influences.
Oh, my
If
influences.
you can't
Yeah,
understand
sure.
what Derek is saying, just ask for a translation.
so
Just
the
shake your
thing
head.
is, like,
I won't get
Yeah.
insulted. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry.
yeah, no worries. Yeah, so when I started out, you know, it was the whole emo era as well, you know, so bands like Dashboard Confessional and Taking Back Sunday, you know, I mean, they're still big influences on me, you know, in terms of like the writing lyrics and melodies and crafting all of that. And then, but right now, you know, the stuff that I listen to, like I listen to Korean hip hop, man, you know, and it's not even anything that has anything to do with rock at all. But I'm learning techniques and styles from all these other genres, you know, and try to fuse it into our music as well. That's why, like with the latest track, you know, you can hear like these trap hats and like this trap beats. It's
Yeah.
not as apparent, but it's there, you know. So yeah, so
I suppose to put it in the context, like sort of like what Limp Bizkit did with some of their later stuff, like they incorporated more dance influence stuff into their more
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like so, it's probably the same. It's probably the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
So these were the bands that I was into, and you know, and I'm still into a lot of those types of bands, you know, like bands that came out in the early 2000s. Yeah, and then later on, you know, it kind of like transitioned into like more heavier stuff as well, like bands like Day to Remember, and you know, more of the easy core stuff where it's metal licks but played in a major key, because you know, metal licks are usually in some
Yes.
harmonic minor
Minor.
or like Phrygian scales, you know.
Yeah, D minor.
Yeah, so now, you know, it's in a major key, but you're playing like
Who-
metal style
Who
licks.
who
So
are
that's-
who are easy core? Give me an easy core band, because this is weird for
So,
me. Because as someone who comes,
yeah, so there's hardcore, right? So this
no,
is
I grew up.
easy core,
I grew up with I grew up with hardcore. Like I grew up with Biohazard and Sick of It All and bands
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
Go
they're-
with
they're-
difficult call, difficult call.
Give me an easy. What's it? Tell me an easy core band.
An
What-
easy core band would be A Day to Remember, Chunk No
Oh.
Captain Chunk, 4 Years Strong,
Okay.
Close Your Eyes.
So these
Yeah, so those-
they play all chords in like a major key.
Major key, but metal licks
With
in a
the-
major
yeah,
key.
with
That's
the- yes,
weird. Metal
yes.
licks.
It's
Metal,
interesting.
should
It's
metal
interesting,
licks
man.
be
Check
the-
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to check something else out because of like, oh, kind of big.
Yeah, just go on YouTube, like top easy core bands,
Can
you
you-
know.
can-
and
You've
then-
been, you've
Can
been,
you
you've been
be-
taking it too hard. No,
Yeah.
Derek, you've been taking it too hard, too long. Time to go.
Can you be? Can you,
in.
hold on. I'm a goth. Like I'm like some of my stuff just chilled out a lot, but like still in minor keys. Like I don't know if you can be aggressive in a major key. I don't know.
I think you'll be surprised because
I-
like in the beginning, I was like, you know, this is so weird, you know, and then I started to just get into it, and then that was kind of like the sound that we had for many years up till about 2016 when we signed with Universal. When we're like, I think, you know, we can still have the easy core sound, but you know, let's just mix in a little bit more pop. So that was what we were for 2016 to 2018, and you know, after our contract had ended, we put out a covers EP, with yeah. So after our contract ended with Universal, yeah. So then we put out a covers EP, and right after that, you know, we've been doing things on our own up till 2020 when we're like, I think it's time we put out a new track. So that's when I Don't Give a Damn came out, and then this year, there's
Oh,
all over again.
okay,
Yeah,
that's a good point to leave it. We're just about to run out of our time here. We'll
yeah.
get into
Let's
that.
get out and
We'll get
rejoin.
into that, and then we'll rejoin in, and we'll get into the some of the stuff when you start promoting laundry and some of the good gigs you used to put through that
Yeah,
place, because
sure.
that's a very important place for certainly live bands in Malaysia for a good
Yeah.
period of time. So we'll take a 5 minute break and then we'll jump back in then. Okay,
Okay, if you want to jump back in immediately, that's fine too.
that's fine. Okay, we'll just get two
Yeah.
minutes and then we'll
All
jump
right.
back in. Okay,
Okay.
same link. And we're back with part two of the Darren Teh podcast. Thank you for staying with us, Darren, and welcome back. So, and he just moved away.
Just
Funny
when you
guy.
said welcome back,
Perfect.
Yeah, I just
Like,
gotta
I'm
turn off the
done.
fan.
like I'm done. These guys
All day
are
time, and like-
over.
So the laundry bar gigs, they said they were very important, certainly for the Malaysian alternative music scene, or just the live band scene. Like,
Yeah.
what was the name every Thursday night? What was the name that you wonder?
There were various nights. I mean, there was like this thing called like Rock Thursdays or something like that. Man, it's been so long, I can't even remember. And then there was this thing called Asian Connection, where it was the regional show,
Okay.
where I mean, yeah, I got like regional artists to come and play, and then I had like the college night called the Spotlight, and then I think these were some of the shows that I did. I think one time I had like Electro Thursday or something like that. Yeah, so every Thursday was a different night. I mean,
Yeah.
different sound, different bands, and that was cool because while I was already in a band and also I had a real job too, because I was teaching English before this in Lim Kok Wing University.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
while I was teaching, I was also organizing the shows. And then later on, they offered me a full-time job. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's time for me to leave this teaching job and go full-time at laundry. And they said the coolest thing was this, they said, okay, so how much are you looking at? I'm like, here's how much I'm getting at Lim Kok Wing.
Yeah.
And when I do all these extra shows at laundry, I'm getting this much. So with the extra that I'm getting at laundry plus my actual salary from real work,
This is what
this
I
is the
want.
total amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
asked for it and they gave it to me. And I'm like, that was the best 10 months.
Wow.
That never happens.
months.
That's never
Exactly.
happens. That never happens.
Never. Yeah. And laundry has always had like its reputation for paying well and also
Yeah.
providing dinner for the
I
performers.
heard.
Yeah, always got makan. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
true.
the best thing, And some bands, sometimes they don't even eat. I'm like, okay, if you don't
That's
want to
why. yeah, man. You're lost, man. Yeah.
I used,
Yeah,
I,
so that
I used to be told what laundry paid their sound engineer, like, and I was like, going, "What? You know how much I'm getting paid in No Black Tie? I'm fucking love it."
Laundry was fun times. Yeah.
yeah. So, with all these nights, and with all the shows that I've done like out of Malaysia as well, that kind of, like put like a desire in me to kind of go like, okay, I think I can do more stuff. And that's how I started involving like the regional artists as well. Because what
Yeah.
we were trying to form with my friends from Singapore and the Philippines is to form like this
Collective.
touring circuit,
A kind of collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
bands from the Philippines can play through Malaysia and then play Singapore or Thailand and then hit home, So
Yeah.
the same for Malaysian bands as well. So that was what we were creating. But because, my time there was only for 10 months and I couldn't do
You only did that
and
for 10
continually
months.
as an official staff, but I was organizing there for 6 years.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it started off with like one show, 2 shows, and then 3 shows, and then after that they offered me the full-time job. So I'm like, yes, okay.
Because when I moved to Malaysia, it was like, there's a guy Darren Teh, and he's organizing these alternative gigs in a bar called Laundry on a Thursday. You need to go
Yeah.
see them. Like I was going, okay, let's go and check it out. Because I used to organize gigs in my hometown back in Northern Ireland. We used to do the same. We would get bands over from the UK and stuff like that there. So we got like I got like Frank Turner and like in Northern like Frank played twice in my venue, and Northern Ireland like we had bands like Two Door Cinema Club and stuff like that there playing. I had Two Door when they were 18. There were three
Right.
people, no drummer. Like they were just doing. They had a drum machine and stuff like that. There, like so, like
Yeah. Yeah.
we had all, and our town was only 20,000 people, so I was able to get all these
Mm,
fucking. But it was just somewhere cool to play. So I
yeah.
understand just somewhere, get someone to organize them, and people will come and people will play.
Yeah.
Like so, as long as there's somebody, and I was the person there who did that, and obviously you were the person here who did the same thing. You get someone who
Yeah.
wants to organize and wants to has a
But
passion.
laundry, yeah, but laundry gigs, there were no charges lah. So that was the difference, right?
Yeah. So
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
that was the only other thing that I felt that I was trying to change as well. And I was trying to change the layout of the place, because the layout of the place, because it's an L shape, right? So
Oh
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it's right.
difficult
Oh
because
yeah.
people were trying
It's
to come in
bad.
from the side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when there's a main door as well, but
And
the main entrance
it's
is
kind
like
of
next
open
to a
plan.
bar.
It's kind of open plan
Yeah.
the way
No,
the
but
fucking.
the one no, but the one you saw there was very different from when it started, like
Correct.
2005,
When it
2008.
started,
Different.
the
Yeah,
side
side
entrance was
entrance.
the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's very different. By the
Yeah.
time you came, Derek, that was legit stage already. It was like, wow, by
Oh.
then.
Yeah. Because before that, they didn't really, it was just like a step rather
Yes.
than a stage.
But they listen, Daryl. I mean, like, they definitely were. They're like, okay, well, take that, and because they always improve stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was good
Mm.
also until the new guy came in, and kind of like changed a lot of things. And I'm like, I think it's time for me to go.
You mean
Yeah. So the
what you
That was
really
around when, huh?
what you you can say it in a more political way. I'll say it in the real way. A new guy came in and fucked it all up.
exactly.
When
Yeah.
was that,
So
huh? Because yeah, then it kind of declined.
yeah, because August 2016 was when I
Yeah,
left.
like that's when I started hearing about laundry starting to go downhill around about 2016. A couple of years after that
Yeah.
came, like because there was a few years there it was just a vibrant place that everybody wanted to go to, and
I think the
Yeah.
last gig I
like,
played that was probably 14 or 15. So that was
Yeah.
right at the declining stage as well.
Yeah, yeah, true. So that was kind of when it was like already starting to go down. And that's when I came in as a full-time staff to kind of like revive the place.
yeah.
And it was doing very, very well. And then, but with any F&B business, sometimes it's kind of tricky. And that I saw a lot of things that didn't have to happen. A
Yeah.
lot of, I mean, I guess I'll just be straight up. I felt like there was a lot of dirty play going on, and I was like, man, this is not really right. So, but I understand, the nature of this kind of places, where there's alcohol involved, and there's live music, and you're in a mall, you're trying to like play up to like 2 or 3 a.m. and when most malls close at like midnight, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff like that, and when I saw all of that, I'm like, okay, I think it's time for me to move. Yeah, because when this new guy came in, he started to get his friends involved. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then that was also when like the big boss of the entire group,
Left.
just kind of like disappeared. Yeah, because initially I thought he went on a holiday because obviously you're a big boss, you can go and do whatever the hell you want, right? So he was in Australia and he didn't come back, and I was like, where is he?
Was this
Why is he on such a long holiday?
was this around the same time as an election by any chance? Where he went off
Nah,
there
I don't
decided
think
not to
so.
come
Yeah.
back?
He forgot to take his laundry in. Just like forgot.
Yeah, so he didn't come back, and that was when I was like, something's wrong. And then like somebody new was appointed, and then for the group, and then like the person that was in charge of my department, suddenly there was somebody above us, and I'm like, what's going on, So, and then my salary was late in June and July. And then I was like, okay, something's wrong, And after 10 months of being there, I wasn't even confirmed. And I think in the history of like the workforce in Malaysia, nobody has ever
Wow.
put in a 24-hour restriction. So I was like, 10 months, I'm not confirmed, because the HR girl also left, which was the boss's daughter. Yeah. So I was like, okay, something's wrong. So here's my 24-hour resignation.
I'm out.
Wow.
And then I left. The next day, I joined the talent agency, and I was with the talent agency for 2 years. And I worked with some of the biggest names in the Malaysian mainstream industry, and I got to see a style Malay world, like the celebrity world and how things work and how much it's a machine that really, really pays, So for example, if you're like a Malay celebrity, you can pretty much say that your life is sorted, You can really become like how all these Hollywood stars are like, earn like live in like big houses, go on like crazy holidays, earn like crazy cars and stuff like that. Because that is a different world compared to the indie scene. The indie scene is if you'll be happy if you get $1,000,
Yeah, true.
For them, you have to pay them at least $1,000 for them to appear at your event. That is not even the biggest star. If you have like 1 million followers, you want them to appear $5,000. That kind of money. And that is the kind of crazy money that the mainstream industry makes, So that's how people can live, right? And clients are willing to pay, because when I was with the agency, I was trying to work out a deal with the artist that I was with at that time. A 3-song performance with minus one, -1, and you got their main vocals in the tracks. Okay, so there were 3 songs, 15,000. Okay, and that was 15,000 ringgit, and that was common, and that was common. I was trying to push.
I've seen way more than that, way more
for sure.
than that. Definitely. Like I mixed a friend who did a 3-song performance, and it was 20 grand that they got paid. Like, and I mixed that gig. Like, so like I've seen way more than that.
Not bad. I mean, like the idea is that indie bands probably don't make that much even in a lifetime.
Yeah, in a year.
Yeah, exactly. So once I saw,
look at make that.
Yeah, so once I saw all of that happening in the mainstream, I'm like, okay, bands in the indie, if you guys want to earn that kind of money, you need to have the right package, and that's how like my podcast, with Shotcast came about, because of all these things that I've seen and experienced, I'm trying to educate the bands to get their shit.
It depends what you want. It depends what.
That's true.
I always tell bands or anybody at the start of their career, decide now what you regard as success.
Yeah.
Or making it. Decide now. Establish it.
What is that? Yeah.
Go and get it, and then everything after that is gravy. Everything after that is gravy. Who like you can always look and see someone's making fucking X amount of money doing that. Like, but like, is that going to satisfy your soul? Like when you're in original alternative music, like I don't give a I wouldn't care about how much someone's making. Like. People like,
that's true.
I mean, but like you said,
people like me.
I mean, what you should define what success
define
is.
what success is to you. Yeah,
it could be creating a body of work, or you want to make a lot of money. Be clear about it. Yeah.
If making a lot of money is important to you, then go and make a lot of money. You probably be able to.
So that's true. So there are all kinds of artists, you see. So you have to. You're right. Make a decision in the beginning of your career.
At the beginning of your career, what it is that you want. Go and do it, like, because you'll be found out. There's loads of examples of people fucking being found out of losing their credibility. Like, loads and loads and loads of people who lost their credibility by fucking starting off as being alternative or punk rock and then going and doing all our shit. And they're incredibly successful at doing it. Like Gavin Rosdale's ex-wife, what do you call her? Fucking blonde-haired girl from No Doubt. She's prime. Gwen Stefani's a prime example. Someone who's punk rock and then decided to become a pop princess and whatever.
Yeah.
Write nonsense music so like So define what
them angry.
define at the start of your career what success means to you, and everything above that is gravy. Everything above that is a bonus.
Yeah, it can be simple.
But then again, you also want to transition, and you see, like this is how I see things.
But do you want to transition? You may not want to transition.
Exactly.
Ian McKay from Fugazi never transitioned. He wanted
Yeah.
No. I'll give you an example. If a band starts just want to getting laid, and then get laid, get serious, and then go get married. That's a transition, man.
Yeah.
Transitions are important, but it depends what you want to transition through.
That's true.
It all
That's true.
depends what you transition
Yeah.
through.
But at the end of the day, like this is how I feel about like bands in the mainstream and bands in the artists in the mainstream and artists in the independent scene is that
Yeah.
if you want to get to a level where you are able to be recognized, for your art and to be paid for your art, because you don't like, how long do you want to be playing music just to satisfy your soul? You also
Yep.
want to make sure that you are paid so that you can use that money to churn like out new tracks and albums and merchandise. So it's a cycle, right?
Yeah.
So you want to be able to get to a point where you go like, okay, now I don't have to use my own money, but I can just use money that I'm getting from my art, from my
Yeah.
craft,
Yeah.
so that I can sustain this hobby that I have.
Yeah.
So I feel like there are too many artists in Malaysia that are talented. There are too many. All right.
Yeah.
But there are
Loads.
also many that have not come to a point where they see it as a career rather than a hobby.
True.
Yeah,
Also
that's
Yeah.
true.
very true.
Also true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But
Because once you see
It's not even instilled in anybody's function
exactly.
necessarily. As we talked
Yep.
about earlier, there isn't a National Arts Council. That just
Yep.
already shows how important the arts are taken in the function of our country.
But once again,
Yeah.
there's ways going about being a professional musician and artist, and
No, even if you're just doing the indie thing,
but there's
which
ways.
I'm doing, which
But yeah.
Darren's doing as well. You end up, I mean, put the pandemic aside just for a while. Prior to this, like, if you aren't making, because in your initial years, you can't go around and immediately expect to get paid. You always have
Yeah.
to put in time, you build
Exactly.
your portfolio, and then you do like 1,000 open mics, and you still do 1,000 open mics whenever you can, because it's an investment, and the investment doesn't have to be monetary. The investment
Yeah.
is time,
Yeah,
it's
of course.
relationships, it's conversation, it's
Networking.
building all that. Yeah, it's networking. So like there's no awareness to
Yeah.
what the entirety of it entails, and
Yeah.
you find people like Darren also, like, when I first started, I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, but because of seeing what you're doing, there's inspiration from, hey,
Yeah, there's
Darren used
inspirational
to
people,
run
like,
this.
yeah, absolutely.
Darren used to run that. People will tell me also when I go and run something to say, oh, Darren does this, Darren does that. It's not this you, it's Reza. Then you realize, hey, you also can do these things. There are many other ways to function in our arts or independent arts society,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and still it might not be of course you're constantly chasing that security of, hey, I need to make this much to sustain this much. But just like anything, just like you're disciplined to go to work every day
Yeah.
or what, there has to be a discipline to, I need to find my work for the next 6 months, so that once I sort that, I can focus on the 6 months after that, and
That's
then
true.
you just
Yeah, it's just one
continuously
word,
build
man.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One word. It's professionalizing. Professionalizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Take it serious,
Yeah.
man. Take it serious.
You're essentially a professional amateur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're essentially
That's
Yeah.
true.
No, I mean,
yeah.
Because the thing is, you want to be able to do it, in such a way where it will continue to sustain you. You don't just
Yeah.
want to do it like, okay, do it for a year and that's it. But I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time, there are also some artists who start out, thinking that they are the biggest shit, and then after that disappear,
Yes.
or they
Yeah.
demand so much and they never get anything.
Yeah. True.
It
So
can't.
it's
It
you
That's
I,
can't.
unsustainable.
this is my principle, and I believe that it will make you a better artist if you go through the hard stuff. You go through all the hard stuff. Everybody said it before, and I've heard differing opinions as well. That some say, oh, you don't have to go through the hard stuff, it's not necessary. But you see, when you go through the hard stuff, then that makes you a better artist, because now you understand how every single thing works, because
Yeah.
you have to go through it in order to understand it. You can't just let somebody tell you, oh, this is how we did it. and you
Exactly.
don't have to do it this way. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, all those things are good knowledge, but you still have to you have to go through it. Play the open mics, play the shitty venues. If
Yeah.
anybody were to go and step into the original One Cafe, nobody will want to play a show lah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's better. It's certainly way better for the humility of a musician. They fucking have
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it keeps
And,
people
and, and
humble.
to
exactly. And
to
buy your own cable, man.
to literally
Buy your own pick,
Never
your
buy.
guitar string
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
to
guitar
go
speaker.
to
But
go
wait, I
through the
borrow,
nat-
bro. Can borrow
to go
cable
through
lah.
to go through the natural evolution of being an artist. It's better for the humility musician to go
Of course.
the
No,
open mics
but
and do
but
like Una did the open mics. Una did all
no, dude.
those
When
those
I
old
when I
gigs,
started
like,
out, there was no open mics, right? So
yeah.
we started it. It's like 2000,
You
right?
created the open
Just do
mics, like
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but like you said there, keep on doing it, and you learn by doing. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't want.
Yeah.
They want things be done to them. It's like, oh, I deserve this.
Yeah.
You,
No,
man.
no, they want things handed into their hands. That's a
Exactly.
fucking that's a different
It's,
different thing.
yeah.
Like we've met the people like that. We've seen the people like that. We've seen them like
Yeah.
so.
Sayonara
Eh,
to them.
Anyway, I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
I
Darren,
need
that's,
to
Oh, better
yeah, it's
make a
11:30.
move.
It's 11:30. So like,
Yeah.
no, you give us your best. You told us straight away like you had to go with this time. So like
Yeah.
we appreciate the fact that you
Thanks, man.
you took so long and waited and came on the show. We'll get you back on for a proper
Yeah, for
full
sure.
band.
Yeah.
We'll probably get the full band on for an honest mistake
Yeah.
podcast.
That'll be fun. That'll be
Sometime
fun.
in the
At least
future.
when, it's totally clear and then we can all
Yeah,
just sit and just chat on and on.
absolutely. So,
True,
but thank you, Darren, so much for fucking taking this
Yeah, thanks, sir.
short time out
Thanks,
to
man. Thanks for
play the
having me.
podcast.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Like, and so go and enjoy the rest of your evening. And Darren Teh podcast. We are over and out. Cheers, Darren. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Ah. Okay. Ben, you okay?
I thought you stole. It looked like you froze one.
No, I'm alright.
You seem a wee bit down there. You seem a wee bit depressed. That's what you're looking. Everything okay?
No. I mean, no, lah,
Tired.
no. I just had a couple of pints, but
Did you?
just two lah. I only had two, but over the course of like 5 hours.
Where were you at?
Kat mana?
I was at this Jama KL place in Solaris. They just
Okay.
started like live music and stuff, and I went to talk to the owner to plan some shows and whatnot.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Was it a former venue, the one, the corner one? No, or another? The corner one, right? Like the middle, the bar, like a tree one. Is it? Or the bars in the middle,
So
right?
apparently the place so it used to be a rainforest thing, but then now apparently this venue keeps
It was,
changing.
it was another one I played. It was called Salt Lake. It's like,
Oh,
then it
that's where Salt Lake was. Okay.
Yeah, that was Salt Lake.
So now it's called Jama KL, and they started.
That's one of those venues that kept one of those fucking lots that just keep changing and changing.
Strange,
until
yeah,
it's
because,
successful.
yeah.
Yeah, but this one looks really good, lah.
They all do.
looks
Did they cover
really-
it? Did they cover it up? Like was this open?
No, it's pretty open. I'll send a rough video.
How much is
of-
how much are their pints? That's all you need to fucking know.
Oh, the happy hour Guinness was 25 lah.
Fuck all
It's
that.
It's a bit X lah.
Yeah,
But
very
it was a decent pint. But they started live music upstairs. They have a little upstairs area, which is kind of nice. So they do non-ticketed shows on Thursdays, showcasing like local acts or whatever. Then Fridays they are trying to do ticketed shows.
Who's doing sound for them?
Alan,
Alan Ambrose,
Alan and a team. Alan and one other guy. I think his name is Sean.
Sean Piva.
Sean Piva, that was his name. I looked at him. I
They're
said,
doing
Sean.
they're doing that place. Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, it's a bit weird, lah. But
Because those guys were like fucking 2 years ago at the top of the industry, like fucking doing fucking every big massive show that there was.
yeah, then they got let go or something.
Well, Alan wasn't let go by fucking by
Ivan.
Ivan, but like Sean was freelance anyway. Like, but like Sean's like these guys are used to doing like fucking massive shows. Like,
So I mean I don't know if they are doing it, uh, if they are contracted or it was
Biggest.
just a one-off thing.
yeah,
But nice place. So I have a date for the 12th where it's a like a Bob Marley tribute thing.
is it?
I
Because
sorted it out just
big,
now.
because the 12th of November is me and Marina's 10th anniversary.
Dude, come lah for the Bob Marley
Yeah,
tribute.
we will come.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So it's a Friday
it's-
night.
Yeah, it's not our 10th wedding anniversary. It's 10th anniversary the day we met each other at a party that our friends had, and that's our real anniversary. For us, that's our real anniversary. The day we met,
Of course,
like,
yeah, same
that's
lah.
the day
Yeah, it's the
yeah,
first you meeting,
yeah,
not the marriage.
yeah. The wedding anniversary is not a real anniversary. So you're doing a Bob Marley night. That'll be fucking because we were going to go to we're going to go and get some Wagyu steak at a fucking place that we're going to go and get Wagyu steak, and then we were just going to go to Murdercarry afterwards. But the fact that there's a Bob Marley night on, it's fucking perfect. We'll just go
Go
there instead.
for.
Yeah.
But the music is probably gonna start at about 8:30.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Go for your go for your steak a bit earlier. Or what.
We're going for a steak about 7 o'clock. So like and then
Okay.
we'll just
All
go
right.
and
Get once it's out, I'll let you know. Just reserve
Yeah,
the tables or what lah.
you reserve a fucking table and we'll just jump in your table. You can do that.
Oh,
Are you playing?
I'm playing lah.
Yeah. We'll see if you what you can do. Like hook a nigger
Yeah.
up, motherfucker.
I'll see who else is coming. We can sit on the same table.
Yeah,
or what.
we'll all jump in the same table.
Yeah. So that's happening on the 12th. You see that weekend now I've got quite a few shows.
Okay. Anyway, all right then. All right, guys. I have to. I'm fucking working tomorrow, so I need to fucking go to bed.
Where are you working tomorrow?
That's Susie's, but I need to go in early. Well, early,
Okay.
early is like fucking 2 o'clock, but like I just want to go.
Shit. I thought like it gotta be
No.
like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, fuck. I just want to.
No.
That's early.
I've been working all
Oh,
day.
tomorrow's Friday. Oh, I need to send my stuff to Susie's also. Okay. All right.
Yeah, send your stuff to Susie's.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Because
guys.
They're all booked up for November, so like they haven't put out this December thing yet, so that you might be lucky there.
Okay.
All right, be safe, guys. Love you.
All right.
We
Ciao, guys.
all
Have a good
be
one.
safe and.